Time for the liquid to hit the lips. You never drink alone here in the beer garden. PROST. And welcome to the beer garden on a freezing day in front of the fireless pit. And if you're here because you like beer, and let's be honest, why else would you be? Please tap that subscribe button down below because it helps with the algorithm and it helps with my low self-esteem. In all seriousness, please let me know what town and state or town and country you are watching from. I love to read those in the comments below. Stillwater, Oklahoma, checking out the Brew review. Hooterville, Arizona, thank you. Is that a real town? Hooterville, Arizona? I'll take your word for it. Riverside, California. Let's go international to Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, and Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne, Australia. Good to have you along for the Brew review. Town and state or town and country where you're viewing from. Love to have you along for the ride. And a big thanks to the fine folks at Paulaner USA for asking me to review Paulaner Salvator, or as you may hear it pronounced sometimes in the United States or some parts of the world, Paulaner Salvator, or in Germany it is pronounced Paulaner Salvator. And it is Paulaner's strongest beer, their original beer, they claim. It was brewed by Paulaner monks back in 1634. It seems like the monks were fasting for Lent, and so if they couldn't eat food, let's make a really heavy beer at 7.9% alcohol. And even today's Paulaner Salvator at 7.9% alcohol is pretty much the same recipe with just some minor tweaks, according to Paulaner, over the last almost 400 years. So I can't wait to dive into this Doppelbock or Doppelbock, which is a very strong, very malt-based beer, which I love. I love myself some German beer, and I love the maltiness. And of course, we're here in the beer garden drinking out of the sold out green label for 2024, where you never drink alone. And I'm not wearing the green label painted Richardson's trucker cap today. I'm actually wearing my German Jägerhut from Germany in honor of Paulaner and the Salvator. 7.9% alcohol. Let's pop the top, see what we got. Okay, very nice. 11.2 fluid ounce brews straight out of the those Euro bottles. Give it a pour, nice aggressive down the middle. This is described as a very malty, so it's going to be dark, and it's high in alcohol because of all that malt that they pour into it. And so the Paulaner monks really enjoyed this beer and went for, without eating, I can't imagine them not eating any food and downing the Salvator Doppelbock during Lent. If I'm shaking, it's because it's absolutely freezing out here. It's in the low 40s. And just look at that color. Absolutely beautiful. Bottom fermented. So you're going to have a little bit of that cloudiness. Look at that sort of a khaki color head on that. Time for the nose, shall we? The nose. Oh, now, check out some of my other brew reviews, over 200 at this point, and please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't seen my other videos, you know that German beers are some of my favorite beers in the world. I just love it. I love the Reinheitsgebot, you know, a country that has to write a law in order to brew beer. You know, you gotta love that. The Reinheitsgebot in Germany states that you can only put water, hops, yeast, and barley malt in it. Beer cannot contain anything else. They made it a law, and well, you can really smell that. Paulaner Salvator or Salvator, you'll hear it pronounced sometimes. Very malty. You get that strong. Oh, it's just such a crisp, pristine, such a grown-up smelling beer. It's very quality. It's like, you know how you get into like a really nice automobile, you get into a Jaguar or a Bentley or something like that, and you just smell the leather interior and everything. You know it's quality, or you have a pair of quality, high-end, bespoke shoes on, and you just feel the quality. And that's what Paulaner Salvator Smells like with the nose. Just 7.9% alcohol. Time for the liquid to hit the lips. So grab yourself a brew. Let me know what you're drinking down below. Also, in addition to town and state, town and country, time for the liquid to hit the lips. You never drink alone here in the beer garden. PROST. Sometimes when it comes to strong beers, you'll hear it described as liquid bread. Well, literally that's what the Paulaner monks were essentially creating when they were fasting for Lent, and they needed to sustain themselves on something, so they made this Doppelbock Paulaner Salvator as strong as they could tolerate. Just packed a whole bunch of nutrients in there so it could sustain them for Lent, and boy, you can taste that. Look at the lacing. Lacing, if you're new to beer drinking, is the foam that clings to the inside of the glass, signifying quality in the ingredients and quality of the brewing process. Man, it's a Doppelbock or a Doppelbock, which means a strong beer, and a Bock in German, you usually see it signified on the bottle or can. You don't have it here. They have Brother Barnabas right there, but you usually see a goat, and Bock refers to a goat in Germany. And a Doppelbock means just a more intense flavor, usually higher alcohol content, usually close to double. I've seen Doppelbocks up around 13%, but they're usually around in the 6-7%. This is 7.9. Does not taste like it at all. You would get in trouble drinking this all day, all night, but you really could. You don't taste the alcohol in it. It is smooth. It is hearty, but it's not offensive. Even when you burp and it comes through your nose, it's even twice as nice the second time around. Wow, that is just first-class quality German beer right there. There's a reason why Paulaner Salvator has sustained for 400 years, practically. Wow, a little bit of a fruitiness. It's sweet. If I'm describing this for you, it's kind of expensive. Again, thank you for the folks at Paulaner USA for setting me up for this, but I checked it out at the package store. It's not cheap. It's not, but for what you're getting for a six-pack, it runs you around where I live, around $10, $10, $11 for a six-pack. But you're talking almost 8% alcohol, and it's so crisp and clean and hearty, not heavy, but you can really taste. I'm getting that sweetness in there, no bitterness really at all, but it's not overly sweet. I got a little bit of a fruitiness somewhere in there, almost like a raisin, but not overwhelmingly plumish. But man, that is just. If you're into German beers like I am, and you've never had Paulaner Salvator, grab some. It is, wow, very, very good. A great fireside beer, even though there's no fire. Why is there no fire? Why would I'm freezing? We're here in the beer garden and we have no fire. Go figure. So just a fantastic. Hoard this for yourself. Maybe share it with maybe one friend or two, but don't let too many people know. It really is a beer for everyone. I think even if you're intimidated by, hold the bottle up more, they say. Even if you're intimidated by strong beers, it is high in alcohol, but it doesn't taste strong. It doesn't have a strong mouthfeel to it. It is, try it. Out of 5 stars, 5 being a very excellent beer. It's just, this is just class. It's grown up, it's class. I'm going to ring you up at a 4.999 out of 5 stars. So well done. Thank you, Paulaner USA, for asking a Beer Snob's Cheap Brew Review to do a review of Paulaner Salvator. Glad to oblige. And hey, it's a beautiful, albeit freezing day here in front of the fireless pit in the beer garden. So grab yourself a beer and you drink that beer. And I will see you on the next brew review. Cheers.